See that question number 91. The solids which have the negative temperature coefficient of resistances are generally so both insulators and as well as the semiconductors. So will be having the negative temperature coefficients. Next question. Question number 92. A charged particle having the drift velocity of 7.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 and electric field. So drift velocity Vd is given as 7.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 and the electric field 3 into 10 raised to minus 10. So they are asking us to calculate mobility. So mu is equal to drift velocity produced per electric field. So 7.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 divided by 3 into 10 raised to minus 10. So after simplifying, we'll get it as 2.5 into 10 raised to 6. See the question number 93. For transistor action, which of the statements is correct? So it is a conceptual based question. So for transistor action, okay, the base region must be very thin and it should be lightly doped. Next slide. Question number 94. So in a guitar, two strings A and B made of same material are slightly out of tune and produce beats of a frequency 6 Hertz. So that means initial beat frequency is given. Initial beat frequency, it is given as 6 Hertz. And when tension in B is slightly decreased, the beat frequency is increased to 7 Hertz. So if the frequency of A is 530 Hertz, then the original frequency of B will be. So now frequency of A is given, that is 530 Hertz. They are asking us to calculate the original frequency of B. So what will be the frequency of B here? It is 530 minus 6. So which will be 524 Hertz. And so it can be, or it can be, so 530 plus 6. So that is equal to 536 Hertz. So the frequency of B may be 524 or 536. But here what they are saying is, when the tension is slightly decreased, the beat frequency is increased to 7 Hertz. Okay, if the frequency of A is 530. So generally, so what is the relation between the frequency and tension? Frequency is directly proportional to root T. So now they are saying is tension is decreasing. If the tension is decreased, then the frequency of B also decreases. So that means NB value will be 524 only. Okay, 524. So move to the next slide. Okay. Now see that question. A wire of length L and the area of cross section A is hanging from a fixed support. The length of the wire changes to L1. Initial length is L. It changes to L1 when mass M is suspended from its free end. Now the expression for the Young's modulus. We know that expression for the Young's modulus, that is F into L divided by A into delta L. But if you apply, so this particular expression to this particular question, a mass M is suspended. No? So F, we can write it as mg of. So now Young's modulus is mgl divided by a into change in length. So L1 minus L. So option 4. Okay. Now we'll see the next question. Question number 96. So light with an average flux of 26 Weber per centimeter square falls on a non-reflecting surface at a normal incidence having the surface area 20 centimeters square. The energy received by the surface during the time span of 1 minute. So we know the expression for the intensity of the light. So it is nothing but energy upon area into time. But here they are asking us to calculate the energy. So energy is equal to intensity into area into time. So intensity they given as 20 Weber per centimeter square. So it is 10 raised to 4. Why means the centimeter square in the denominator. That minus 4 will come to the numerator. It will be plus 4 into 20 into 10 raised to minus 2 is the area. 20 centimeters square they given into time for the span of 1 minute. So 60 seconds. If we simplify, we'll get it as 24 into 10 raised to 3 joules. So 24 into 10 raised to 3. So we'll go to the next question. The phase difference between the displacement and the acceleration of a particle in a simple harmonic motion. Displacement and as well as acceleration. So displacement we know. So y is equal to a sin omega t, and acceleration minus a sin omega t. So we can rewrite by taking this minus inside a sin omega t minus pi. So here the phase difference between these two, it will be pi. So option 1, pi radians. Okay. So now we'll move to the next question. Question number 98. A capillary tube of radius r is immersed in water and the water rises in it to a height h. The mass of the water in the capillary is 5 gram. Another capillary tube of radius. See here, initial radius is given as r, and after that the radius is doubled. So initial height is h and the mass is 5 gram. So now mass of the water that will rise. Okay, mass of the water that will rise. So here it is a relation between radius and as well as mass. So we know the formula for the surface tension, that is HRdG divided by 2. So just as we want the relation between mass and the radius, multiply a to the numerator and denominator. So we can write it as h d into a into r into g divided by 2a. Okay, so here area into density into h. So we can write it as mass rg into 2 into pi r square. So here one r will get cancelled. So s into, so 2 pi r is equal to mg. So now mass is directly proportional to the radius. So from this we can write it as m1 by m2 is equal to r1 by r2. m1 is given as 5 and m2 we should calculate. R1 is R, R2 is 2R. It will get cancelled. So M2 is nothing but 10 grams. Okay. So now we will go to the next question. Question number 99. A series LCR circuit. So this is basing on alternating the currents chapter. So when inductor L is removed from the circuit, the phase difference between the current and voltage is pi by 3. So when L is removed, so tan phi is equal to XC, yeah, divided by R. And this phi value, they given it as pi by 3 is equal to XC by R. Now, they are saying that if instead a C is removed from the circuit, the phase difference is again, so here it is pi by 3 between the current and voltage. So instead of L, if C is removed, so then tan phi is equal to XL by R. And even that phase angle is also given as uh, tan pi by 3 is equal to XL by R. So here and here, in these two equations, as LHS is equal, we can equate RHS. So we will get XL is equal to XC, which is nothing but the condition for resonance. So now in resonance condition, so the phase angle will be is equal to 0. So now they are asking us to calculate the power factor, which is cos phi is equal to 1. So that is option 3. Now we'll move to the next question. In Young's double slit experiment, if the separation between the coherent sources is halved. So initially the separation between the coherent sources, so it will be D. Now it is halved, that means D by 2. And the distance between the source and the screen is capital D. Screen from the coherent sources is doubled. Okay, now it is so doubled, that is 2D. So then the fringe width, they are asking fringe width. So that is beta is equal to lambda D by D. And beta is proportional to capital D by small d. So we can write it as beta 1 by beta 2 is equal to d1 divided by d2 into d2 divided by d1. The ratio, then the fringe width will be beta 1, beta 2 there are, okay, in terms of beta 1. Okay, so this is d and this is 2d, this is d by 2 and this is d. Here d will get cancelled, small d will get cancelled. So we'll get it as 1 by 4, beta 1 by beta 2. So now they are asking beta 2, it is nothing but 4 beta 1. So that means it will be 4 times. The fringe width will be 4 times that of the initial.